Hello dear Pisces, welcome back to my channel, and this is your reading for the month of May 2022. It's a reading after a very long gap, but I promise to be consistent. There were a couple of things, as you can see. I have moved houses, the background has changed, and a lot of other things, but I promise to be consistent. So I hope you guys have been good. We will begin with the reading. For those who are new, please know that this is a reading directly from the book of Nostradamus. So let's begin. Oops, this card really wanted to come out, it seems. Which one is it? Ooh, the Fortune's Wheel. Very nice. Second week is the Fool. Third week is the Hangman. Fourth week is the Four of Suns, and fifth week is Justice. Beautiful. You've got four major arcana cards, all good ones. I use two decks because this deck, the earlier that I shuffled, has major arcana cards, and the other deck has the sun, moon, stars, and spheres. So it's kind of give a lot of clarity on what's really happening. Okay. Three of stars, five of moons, six of spheres, five of spheres, and three of moons. Great. I know that you cannot see the spread, but I will be showing you the cards as and when we go on with the reading. Let's get to your first week now, which has the Three of Stars and the Fortune's Wheel. Fortune's Wheel, I feel, is a very positive card to have in a reading. So, some of you might be dealing with a Libra, as there's a Libra sign. It also says that whatever negative feelings this card might have, emotions and vibes this card might have, the other card in the reading can negate it. And guess what? Which card do we have next week? Fortune's Wheel. That's why I keep at least two cards per week. Fortune's Wheel kind of negates the meaning of this card. And what is the meaning of this card? It means sorrow, it means departure, it means separation, it means aversion, loss, tears, and unrequited love. It could be that some of you have broken up with your partners, or you're still mourning the loss of a partner or a loved one from past few months or years. Sometimes we don't completely get over somebody. It feels that that is there and it's a very strong emotion, but since your Fortune's Wheel is there, I feel it's not a very bad, sorrowful feeling that you have as this card portrays. You still are kind of stuck in the past somewhere. You still are sad about that your relation didn't work out, or you lost that loved one, but you're still in a very okay place. You still think about it, you still dwell on the past sometimes, you still feel sad of how things went and why things went wrong, but I think you're in a much better place right now. It says that often you have to trust that love and courage will help you re-establish a balanced state of being. So trust, sometimes when we go through such situations, we kind of shut ourselves, we close ourselves, and we don't want to talk to people, we don't want to open up. So it says that trust, that love and courage will again bring you to that happy state. Okay, so you have to talk to people, you have to start meeting people again, explore your options, because you can't cry over a spilled milk for how long? 1 day, 2 days, 6 months, 1 year, but then eventually you have to move on, because everybody's life must be moving on. And if you think that's a breakup in the past, then they have moved on, they will move on eventually, then that will hurt you even more or if you are still stuck in the same place hoping for them to come back. And if it's a loss of a loved one, then I would say that they are gone, and they obviously didn't leave you in a place so that you get stuck there forever or cry for them forever. They will not like it, right? So you have to move on eventually, either ways, I mean, and eventually has happened. So this is a time which says that you have to move on. With the fortunes wheel here, it talks about destiny. So whatever has happened is a part of your destiny, good or bad, I do not know. If you lost a loved one, that was supposed to happen. Everybody has to come and go in at some point in time, right? And if that relationship ended, it means that it was not for your good. Destiny wanted it this way, okay? It's written. Maybe that was a karmic relationship that came and ended and taught you whatever lessons that you were supposed to learn. So this talks about a good and a bad fortune. So losing someone is not necessarily bad, losing someone is not necessarily good, but there is good in everything, right? So fortune, that is your fortune, that means that is your luck, means that is your destiny. So whatever happened in your past is part of your destiny. So don't shoo it away, because keep it with you, because everything will eventually make sense to you, if not now. It also talks about inevitability. It was bound to happen. That means whatever ended, the relationship ended, it was bound to happen. You lost your parent or your loved one, whoever that would be, it was bound to happen. You can't run away from it. You have to live with it, right? You have to come back and expect stronger. It talks about unexpected events, right? That was something you did not expect it. So maybe your relationship ended very abruptly, or you lost a loved one very abruptly. You would say that I wasn't prepared, that, or oh my god, till yesterday things were fine and what just happened, you know? So there are unexpected events that happened in your past, because first week of May really carry forwarded the things that happened in the past for you, I feel. But there is progress, but there is beginning and there is ending. So and every beginning has an ending, every ending has a beginning, remember that, okay? So don't get too hassled, oh things ended, oh my god, I'm stuck and how am I supposed to live my life, because you will and you have to. So fortune wheel is a very positive card. It talks about destiny. If you believe in destiny, I believe in destiny. So even if things don't go my way at some point in time, when I look back I'm like, oh my god, thank god that happened, because I wouldn't have been the same person, my situation wouldn't have been this way, you know. Let's get to your second week, which talks about the Fool and the Five of Wands. Yeah, I feel that some of you are still kind of mourning that loss or that breakup that happened centuries ago and you have to kind of move on, okay? Some of you are still stuck in the same place, if not that strongly, but I can sense the vibes that there is a stuck emotion there, you know. There's like stuck emotion is the word for you, okay? But the Fool card talks about the beginnings. So definitely it's, you can see it's been numbered as 0, right? 0 is the beginning of all, 0 is the end of all, 0 is the beginning of all. There is new beginning. You are starting things from the scratch. Even if up till now you were stuck, now maybe you saw this my video, or maybe you read something, maybe there's a positivity, and maybe it's been very long, so you decided that I should make a change in myself and I should start living my life now. You are making those changes. I can see that there is still grief in your heart, there is still sorrow, there is still despair, but you are making the beginnings. You're starting things from the scratch, okay? If you ended a relationship, now you're out there, maybe you've joined dating apps, now you want to meet people, now you want to make an effort and put yourself out there, you know, and begin something, you know. Not be, even if you take one step, that's enough for you. In a day, in a week, in a month, just not be there anymore, okay? So this card is a very good card to have in a reading, the Fool card. It talks about like a blank page and you can fill whatever you want, okay, with whatever life you want. It is also a wild card, so just don't rush. Just because you broke up with somebody, just don't rush into another relationship thinking that, you know, I have to quickly move on. It doesn't work like that. So don't be a fool also. With the Fool card, don't be a fool also. Don't jump to conclusions. Just weigh pros and cons. Be a little more intelligent in that ways in making decisions. The Fool card talks about clarity, that you will get clarity. I think you will get an epiphany that now I need to move on. Now my life has to move on. Now I have to do something. I think this is the time when you decide that you will start taking actions. Surrender to greater powers. Fool card also talks about surrendering to greater powers. So you are now finally surrendering to God or the universe or whatever you believe in, and you're saying that I've surrendered to you, now show me the path. So eventually I feel that your reading will get better and you will be shown a path. Okay. The third week of May talks about the Hanged Man and the Six of Spheres. Let's see what it has to say for you. Yep, see? The Hanged Man here, it talks about transition, it talks about changes, it talks about new insights, it talks about reversals, rebirth. Like I said, something happened, inside. Something changed inside you and you could feel it. Maybe it's the new moon transition or the full moon transition or some eclipse that is happening around that time. Whatever. But something changed inside you. You decided that I have to change my life. I have to, it's rebirth is like major change. You are changing yourself internally and externally as well. Maybe you're starting a new workout regime. Maybe you're starting a new work. Maybe you're starting to change your lifestyle. Maybe you're starting to make an effort not to think about the past person, and not to grieve the loss anymore, but to be positive, and that's a huge change. So it's like reborn. You're reborn. You're a completely new person. What you were yesterday. Till yesterday you were grieving the loss, like so bad. You have to get over it. Now today you're a new person. You're very positive. You're doing things that you like, eating healthy and all that stuff. It also says that this transition is happening around this time, which is a beautiful transition. Okay, it's happening for the better. It is a positive change. For that you may have to sacrifice something. What do you have to sacrifice? In order to become healthy, in order to work out, you have to get up early. So you have to sacrifice your sleep. You have to eat healthy, so you have to sacrifice your junk. You have to work out, so you have to sacrifice your extra sleep hours or lazy TV hours. Okay, so that kind of positive sacrifices you'll have to make in order to get a more positive life out of it. It also talks about intuition and prophecy. So you're being very intuitive. Like I said, you're getting new insights. You had an epiphany. Your life is changing. So you're being very intuitive around this time. You know that it's time to change. You are making effort for that. Okay, so that kind of intuition you're getting, that okay, my life is about to get better. I'm sure you must be seeing a lot of angel numbers also, 888 or 444. A lot of I could actually sense your reading changing. Your intellect, your mind changing from negative to positive. You want to now bring positive changes into your life, and that is happening. There's acceptance in it. You are accepting that okay, whatever happened. Okay, this did not work out. It was maybe for my own good. Now I have to go out to look for another person. Now I have to go out and focus on myself. Now I have to go out and find a job for myself. Okay, things like that are changing, which is brilliant. I think the third week kind of gave you that very beautiful positive transition. Let's get to the fourth week of May, which talks about the Four of Suns and the Five of Spheres. Yeah, see, like I said, this transition happened, that an epiphany happened, that new insight and that intuition that you got, that you have to change your life, is happening to you from the third week of May onwards. And this Five of Spheres right here also talks about the struggles to have a good life. How are you struggling? Obviously you can't like wake up and suddenly your life will change. No, you'll have to keep doing that. If you think that you have become unhealthy eating habits, unhealthy sleeping habits, unhealthy social media checking habit, maybe you broke up with your partner, they blocked you, you blocked them, but you're still kind of stalking them. So those are unhealthy habits, right? So this talks about the struggles, what you deal with in overcoming those challenges, and to live and have a good life. Struggle to survive, maybe you lost a job, and you've been sitting at home. How are you struggling? This also talks about lack of money. Maybe you're not doing that good financially right now. It talks about that as well, but you are struggling to make your life better. You want a good life, okay, and that's how you are now starting to make the changes. You have come to a point where you have accepted that things went wrong, okay. You have come to a point where there is honesty. Now you're honest with yourself. Now you're not deceiving yourself by believing no, that person will come back, no, things will be fine, no, you're being honest with yourself. So this is a card of honesty, because there is a lack of self-love. When you're pondering on somebody who has left you, who do not want to be with you, who has blocked you, who do not want to contact you, and you're still waiting for them, there's somewhere where there is no self-respect, right? There's somewhere where there is no self-love. Had you loved yourself more, you wouldn't have tormented yourself all through this time, right? So there is lack of self-love as well, and now I feel that you have realized it and you have started giving yourself more love, which is brilliant, Pisces, and that's what you should do. Start giving yourself more love, start giving people around you more love, because the more love you give to yourself and others, the more is what you are going to attract, right? We talk about the Four of Suns here because this talks about the homecoming. As you can see, there are 4-5 people gathering and having a blast, right? So maybe you are spending more time with your friends. You're calling them, you're catching up for movies, drinks, dinner, spending more time with the family. So there's happiness around you. There's homecoming, there's alliance, there's society, there's reunion that is happening. Maybe you cut off all your friends after a bad phase or period in your life, and now there is community. There's a lot of gathering, that means, which is happening. There's also beauty in it. Some of you might also be going on a holiday. Maybe if you were outside, away from your city, state or country, maybe you're coming back home to celebrate with your family, and maybe you are going out with your friends or family to take a break and spend some time in the nature, maybe to the hills, to the countryside or beaches, whatever. So that kind of thing is happening. There's a gathering happening, gathering of a few people in a happy gathering, you finally come back home and you're welcomed, okay. So wherever you're going, maybe your friends are welcoming you back. They are very happy to see you, that you have come out of this shell, and that now you're ready to live your life, which is great. Coming to the last week, the 5th week, is the Justice card and the 3 of Moons. Now finally, like I said, I've seen your reading growing into something better. You can see the Justice card is here. It's a card of balance, it's a card of fairness, it's a card of justice to all. So whatever happened in the past is kind of fair to all. If you lost a loved one, understand that it was their time to go. Maybe they were suffering from some severe illness, you don't know what was going on, and it was best for them to go, and it was best for you that they go, because you could not have seen them this way. If a relationship problem has been there and it ended, trust that it's been fair to all. Maybe you were not meant to be together. Maybe they need somebody else in their life, okay, and you need somebody else. You don't deserve each other, because maybe their expectations from their partner is different and your expectations from your partner is different, right? So you will get what you need eventually. So it's been, whatever has been in your life has been just. Don't think that, oh, God hasn't done fair to me, that relationship ended, or that loss, or I lost the job. No, because it will bring you to a place which your destiny would require you to be, right? So there's a fair outcome eventually. You would see, you would know that job did not work out and you had to leave that job, or you were kicked out of that job because there was something much better for you. Maybe you needed this time to relax because it was a stressful job, right? Or maybe you needed to be into a more famous job, and that was just a platonic, you were not enjoying it, okay, that kind of job. So there is a lot of honor also. Whatever you're doing, you're gaining a lot of respect from the people around you. There is equilibrium and there is law. That means if some of you are dealing with law cases, then the justice will be done, okay. So things probably will be in your favor, and even if they will not be what you want, trust that it will be a decision that will be fair to all. We come to the Three of Moons, which talks about celebration. So maybe this, if you talk about a court case, maybe it's settled in your favor and that's how you're celebrating. Maybe it was a job, it ended, but then you started something new, and that's how you're celebrating. Maybe now you started going out with people and now you're celebrating. You are meeting your friends, you're celebrating. You found a new partner, you're celebrating. Or you're going on dates and you're celebrating. Whatever it is, there's a lot of celebration that is happening. As you can see, this person is blowing a trumpet. When we blow a trumpet is when we're celebrating something, right? There's celebration, there's success, there's fruitfulness, there is recovery and healing. It says if you have suffered something, that is, if you've suffered that illness, if you were ill in the past, then you're recovering. And if you suffered the loss, the grief, if relationships, see, when you're recovering from something, when healing is happening, it's not just the healing of the body, it's also the healing of the heart, it's also the healing of the mind. So you're definitely healing from the loss of a loved one, from that relationship or breakup. This is a sign of healing, guys. And like I said, your reading is getting better, means you're healing, you are protecting yourself, you're giving yourself love, and you have decided to move on forward with your life and not grieve that stupid thing that ended. Okay? Even if that, I'm sorry, it's not stupid, but then you cannot grieve a loss for so long. You cannot grieve over that boyfriend or girlfriend that left you. You cannot grieve over that loved one that left you, because hey, you are here and our journeys are very separate from each other, right? They are interlinked, but they are separate. You have to live your own journey and you can't stop living your journey. So you were doing wrong. There is relief, there is healing, there is perfection. So definitely when you come out from a bad place, that negative emotion, when you finally come out in the world and you realize that, yeah, maybe I don't feel that bad anymore, I don't feel that sad anymore, you're in a good place. So I think that there's a kind of relief in you now. Okay, also some of you who were expecting to get pregnant, there is pregnancy on the cards for you, and that's how you are celebrating. So all in all, I think your reading is only getting better. Your situation mentally, I feel it's not to do more with physical environment. Mentally you are getting better, and the moment you decide mentally to get better, your physical circumstances start to change. Okay, so I believe that May will be very good for you. You will come out of that bad place that you were in, and you will eventually find and start meeting people, and start giving self-love, start celebrating more, because life is a celebration, right? Good or bad, whatever is happening because it's written that way. So you can't really fight it, you can only live it. So I suggest you live life. Okay, Pisces, all the best for your month of May, and I will